At this stage of the debate, I'd like to request Ashwini Kumar to start giving examples along with D. Raja of what he describes as the fraudulent symbolism of Arun Jaitley's budget. Ashwini Kumar, floor is yours. Floor is yours, Ashwini Kumar.
I have already given some of the illustrations of how those figures, which are no more than tokenism, reek of fraudulent symbolism. But let me judge this budget on the touchstone of the promises that this government had made, this party had made, during the elections, before the elections, and after the elections. I judge this budget on the touchstone of bold ideas, new vistas, new pathways. None of them can I discern in this budget. I wish Mr. Jaitley well.
Facts, Mr. Kumar.
If you are not going to allow me to complete, you gave the floor to Mr. Piyush Goyal without an interruption. You may have your views, but if you want a fair debate, allow me to have my say. I am saying that all that has happened is the continuation of the very policies of the UPA which the BJP sought to criticize when they were in the opposition. I am glad they have recognized the validity of these policies. I am glad that they are continuing with the bold initiatives that we have started. Something was said about what he has inherited. Despite the extremely difficult situation in the last 2-3 years, we were able to reduce the current account deficit, consolidate the fiscal deficit at 4.8%. We have a comfortable food grain situation. The foreign reserves are at 304.2 billion. We have lifted a large number of people above the poverty line. All that was something good enough for him to build on. They should therefore, one moment, sir, one moment. They should have been able to build upon it and show something different. We have been the people who started the process of infusing capital and investments in the infrastructure.
Sir,
they have made the allocations, and let me tell you, to be fair to Mr. Jaitley, he himself in his caveat, in the first 4 sentences of his opening speech said, "Do not expect much from this budget. It is the beginning," he said. You are trying to project as if the moon has been conquered, as if the space has been conquered. He has himself recognized that he has not been able to do enough. What is the relief for the middle class?
Sir, hand goes up there. Piyush Goyal.
Income tax relief for the middle class.
Hand goes up there. You spoke. You had full say, more than 2 minutes, uninterrupted now. Yet I have not seen one specific fact you pulled out of what the left describes as a classic payback budget. Piyush Goyal, yes.
Well, I think if you want to summarize this budget, it's a proud to be Indian budget. It's finally addressing some very critical things like unemployment, lack of basic facilities. It's also making sure that the pathetic governance that we have seen for many years is now going to be policy driven. But just to tell my dear friend Ashwini ji, a few of the new initiatives which go far beyond in innovative thinking than their government could ever do in 10 years. First of all, there's a 10,000 crore rupee which has been provided for new startups. We want to encourage entrepreneurship. We're also having a scheme for village entrepreneurship. I think end of the day, India lives in people, in young people who want to be business leaders themselves. We want to see 100 or 1,000 or a few lakh entrepreneurs flourish in this country. Manrega has all this time been digging holes and filling them up. This time around, we have announced Manrega will only be used for asset creation, particularly building the agricultural infrastructure. I don't know why they didn't do that for so many years. An expenditure management commission is going to address issues of wastage and leakages in the government's spending. Tax terrorism. Everybody in this country is fed up of the tax terrorism of the last few years. We are finally addressing that tax officials will be accountable to the people, to the taxpayers. A commission will be set up for fast dispute resolution. Advanced rulings will be allowed to individuals and corporates, even domestically. The Congress only looked at foreign investors. We are looking at Indian investors, Indian taxpayers. They should have the same advantages and reliefs. Smart cities, e-visas. Why could the government not, Congress not think of it? REITs and infra investment trusts. There was a little mention of REITs sometime a few years ago. Nothing was done. We are going to actually make REITs happen an infrastructure investment
that's a
trust
long list.
which will unlock domestic capital and allow foreigners to participate and reduce the income expectation. Arnab, as an investment banker, let me tell you, international investors want to invest in India in sustainable income generation and are happy with low returns. That is what REITs and infra and ITs will give. Skill India. They talked of Skill India, provided 1,000 crores, got an illustrious person like Ramadurai, and at the end of the tenure said that, oh, we don't need the 1,000 crores in 2013. In 2014 budget, they said we provided 1,000, but used only 200. What this government is doing is agglomerating various budgets so that Skill India becomes a large program. We want to skill 20 crore people in the next 10 years. I think that's the kind of initiatives which will make India self-reliant. Also, the separate feeder line for agriculture.
No, one sec. That's going to be a long list. D. Raja.
24/7
No, one sec. That's going to be a long list. I know it's a non-ending list. No. You, Mr. You're going to read out the whole budget like that. You're going to read out the whole budget.
No, he said it's fraudulent symbolism. I'm telling you what are the innovations
Symbolism,
in this
he calls it. Yes, he does.
There is no symbolism, there is action orientation
You
in
can
this
start
budget.
reading the entire budget document and call everything stated therein as a new initiative. Who started the skill development program? Who started the
But you didn't do any action on it. You made a program but made a hash of it. You got Ramadurai but didn't give him an office
That
for
is what
2
you
years.
think. That is what you think.
That is the
what you
reality.
think. You've just
That
been
is
in
the
government
reality.
for
I have
45
budget
days.
documents
You
which
have
say
been
that.
in government for 40. You have been government in 45 days, and you think all that we did was a hash up, and all that you are going to be doing is a virtuous cycle. For heaven's sake, let's have
I
some
don't
humility.
think so. The
You've just
people of
entered
India
office.
think so.
We wish you
I
well.
don't think so.
Look,
The
we wish
people
you
who
well.
have voted
We
you out
wish
think
you
so.
well. We wish you well. You talked about the 10,000 crore venture capital fund. Very good. But 10,000 crore in a budget that envisages an expenditure of 18 lakh crore, is it a very big ticket thing that you are talking about? I'm saying all these are good things. Do them by all means, but for heaven's sake, please do not claim that you have done it all and no edifice was laid before you. A lot had been done before you. A lot will be done after you. The nation will go on. It is a collective endeavor. We are not here
Gave the edifice to Nehru. Nehru gave the edifice to someone else.
When you ask us, to give our point of view, we are entitled to give our point of view. That is how many people have.
But there is no point of view. What is the point? I want to understand. What is fraudulent? What is not innovative?
Well, if you can't
Please reply
understand,
to all the
if you are
innovative
not
schemes
being
like
able
this.
to understand the point, I can't help it. You start reading from a budget
So I think the
document.
people of
and say
India cannot
everything
understand
the
your
budget
point.
is a great new initiative.
Gentlemen, today, this morning, D. Raja of the Communist Party of India says, D. Raja, I'm coming to you, and I'm coming to you. Piyush Goyal asks at this stage to Ashwini Kumar, tell me what is fraudulent. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai of the Trinamool Congress, welcome to the debate. I know you have a wonderfully warm relationship with the BJP these days. Almost physical fights happened in Parliament. I'm going to get you into the debate. What is fraudulent, and were you wrong, Mr. Raja, when you said this morning there is no substantial increase in the allocations for rural and social sector schemes in it? Did you forget to read the budget document? Because if you were to go through the budget document, you would find yourself actually wrong. Why did you say that? Was that what you thought would happen? No. Why were you factually wrong, Mr. Raja, this morning?
Arnab, listen to me. First of all, listen to me. Thanks to Dr. Ambedkar and the Constitution of India, we are not a two-party system. First of all, respect. India is a multi-party democracy. Give space to other parties also. You have called me, I am here. And you have allowed my good friend Goyal to make a speech. And he made a good speech. I am happy about that. But you allow me to ask certain specific questions.
Ask.
Specific questions.
Ask.
What are my... that's why I am asking. For number one question, the government, the newly formed government, completely depends upon FDI, completely depends upon PPP. This is my understanding. Now I ask a specific question. The economic survey talks about revenue foregone. I calculated the figure. It is almost 4,90,000 plus crores, almost 5 lakh crores. And has the new government done anything or taken any initiative to halt this trend of revenue foregone? That means it is concessions and exemptions given to corporate houses, number one.
Let Piyush Goyal
Number
answer
two,
that.
number two, in any modern economy, banks or the financial institutions are the central nervous system. But what is done today by the new government, I am telling you, the sale of shares in public sector banks. And when Mr. Pranab Mukherjee was a finance minister, he said on the floor of the house, I was very much present, he said, I will not allow the government equities to go down below 51%. I will stick to it. I have the
Below
mandate.
51% even now. It's not going below 51% even now. No, one
That is
second.
what I know
It's
that.
not going below
Allow me to
51%
speak.
now.
Allow
Again,
me
you're
to
wrong,
speak.
Mr. Raja.
No, I am not wrong. What I am saying, you listen to me. You are wrong. All the time you are putting your words in my mouth. What I am trying to say, Mr. Arun Jaitley has said the same thing. Same thing when he was presenting the budget. Now I am asking, the country, the public sector banks have got more than 2 lakhs non-performing assets. And the government, new government has announced debt recovery tribunal. What is the effort that government is making to recover these non-performing assets? To strengthen our banking sector, to strengthen our financial sector.
Okay, you asked three questions.
Other question.
No, you asked three questions now.
The third question
you can't ask more than three questions in one go.
Last
you asked three
question,
questions.
the black money, SIT is all right, but is
Sir,
it
you are
enough?
asking four
What
questions.
next?
That's not
What
right.
steps have taken? Okay.
Mr.
Now
Raja,
you
this is
allow
not right now.
Piyush Goyal, you allow Ashwini Kumar to speak.
No, this is
and
not
let
right.
the debate. What is the problem? I have parliament, I will speak in parliament.
I'm allowing an open debate. I'm saying three questions is a lot because you asked three questions in 2 minutes. He's going to take 10 minutes to respond to three questions. We'll have to close the program. What is your basic accusation? Your basic accusation is that once again it's a budget for corporates and not for the common man. So that's what you're saying.
You are putting your words in my mouth, and you are.
These are your words this morning. How can I put your words in your mouth? You said this morning. This is a budget for corporates and not the common man. Piyush Goyal, respond.
No, I am telling you.
Piyush Goyal, respond to D. Raja.
About the spending on education and health.
I said today, destroy Piyush Goyal's argument if you can. You ask three questions.
And on health, it is 1.4%. Now, what is the new government has done? Ask Mr. Goyal.
Sir, 1 second. You asked the questions. Mr. Goyal, go ahead.
Arnab, Mr. D. Raja is a very, very senior colleague and I respect his views. But as usual, the left is usually never right. And today he has reflected a lot of ignorance about certain basic issues. And it's good that he has flagged off these issues so I get a chance to hopefully correct the left perception about many wrong things. First of all, he's talked about FDI. Now, what have we done? We've talked about FDI in defense. Would Mr. Raja prefer that we continue to import goods for the rest of our lives, particularly high technology goods? And does he prefer that 100% of the manufacturing of those defense goods which have been allowed should happen overseas, maybe in Russia or China is what he wants, rather than happening in India, providing jobs to Indians, even though a certain portion of the ownership may go to the foreigners to FDI, but it is far less
Antony, when he was defense minister.
Where foreign companies are providing those goods. Second, regarding public-private partnership. Obviously, public-private partnership has strengths of bringing in private capital, private entrepreneurship and public assets. Both of them get married, and if managed in a transparent, honest fashion, where government fulfills its obligations, private sector is kept strictly to task to manage the whole project in time-bound manner. I think together it can become the instrument to provide infrastructure, provide more manufacturing and goods and services, so that poor people of India who are urging for supply to be managed, supply to be cheaper, supply to be better quality, gets the benefit of both sides. Unfortunately, last few years there were hiccups in the PPP program, but I can assure you Mr. Jaitley has laid out a roadmap and certain to-dos by which the PPP program will be made more people participative, more people friendly, honest and transparent. As regards revenue foregone, it's a pet subject of the left on which they are completely wrong. Would Mr. Raja prefer that individual taxpayers who get an exemption on investments and payments, which gives them a relief of 30,000 crores in taxes, that's a part of revenue foregone? Does he want that individual taxpayers should be burdened with more taxes? Does he want that exemption to senior citizens?
I am talking about corporate houses. I'm not talking about senior citizens, but corporate houses.
Insurance premium to be withdrawn. Does he want that excise duties for the northeastern states, for the border states which are disprivileged, which have suffered for so many years? Does he want those exemptions to be withdrawn? That's 18,500 crores.
I am asking about exemptions given to big business houses and corporate houses. You answer to it.
The states are given benefits worth 1,87,000 crores. That's revenue foregone. Actually,
short of time now.
Is completely a misnomer of the left. They have not been able to understand it. I'm happy to run a class to explain to them.
No, save the sarcasm now. Now save the sarcasm. Piyush Goyal.
People are looking at you.
Sukhendu Shekhar Rai. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai, what do you think of the BJP's No, 1 second. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai, what's your complaint? 1 second. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai has not spoken yet of the Trinamool Congress.
Yes.
I'm going across to him. Sukhendu Shekhar Rai, please. Piyush Goyal, 1 minute.
I was listening for the past half an hour from my good friend Piyush Goyal. He was crying hoarse for the poorer section of our country. But when we look at this budget in the context of the Millennium Development Goal Report 2014 released by the United Nations, wherein it is stated that 40 crores of Indians who cannot earn 75 rupees a day. I have not found anything in this budget for these 40 crore people. Therefore, the 1/3 of our population has been left out of the purview of this budget. This is my first submission. And secondly, tall promises were made before the elections and after the elections to the youth of this country. And in this budget, I have seen that only 100 crores have been allocated for startup companies of the rural youth. And in our country, there are 55 crores of youth. It's a cruel joke to them. So far, the women are concerned, and this Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao program, again, only token 100 crore of rupees have been allocated. What about the food security for the poorer section of the society? The finance minister in his budget speech has said, I quote only one line I quote from the speech of the finance minister. Government is also committed to provide wheat and rice at reasonable prices to the weaker section of the society. What is that reasonable price? No, whether there will be any subsidized rate of price or not, nothing has been spelled out.
Sir, there's 1,15,000 crores under food subsidies. Maybe you missed that one.